Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to the courtroom. So we're going to jump back in and hopefully we'll be exactly where we left off. Ah, yes.
Let us start the trial.
Why is he throwing his hands out wide?
Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better appraise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
Yeah, this is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? Ah, you mean Dr. Mikatoba?
Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me, but that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant.
So yeah, in these games you've usually got someone who gives you a few tips now and again just to keep you on the right path, but I don't think it works like that in a real courtroom, right? They're like, sorry mate, what's the answer? He's gonna get sent down. Quick. Ah, of course. When he was speaking of me before, he simply said, Kazuma must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. That's his dad, I believe, right?
He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he?
Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats.
Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. Hey man, that's like getting infinite ammo in MGS. Gotta love it. Oh man, what's this, a butler? Ah, the waiter maybe.
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please.
Hosonoga, okay.
Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonoga.
I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called La Carnival. Ew, you just coughed up blood? Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, Yeah, that's a bit weird. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should.
As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants,
An Occidental eatery, not sure I know that word,
3 days ago. Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident.
At once, sir.
And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring?
It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question.
We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place.
It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery.
Damn.
A gunshot rang out, so I hurried to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair, and standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused uni student. Yes, it was me!
Hold on, let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him. Is that his voice?
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur.
But... Very disapproving shaking of the head there.
The next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defendant. Don't worry, Ryu. You'll have your chance to fight back.
Damn. Yeah, that's how, when you get penalised, you lose some of your health off a life bar. Or that's how it was in the other games. It should be the same here, I'd imagine.
For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness.
Blech.
If I may confirm one point, waiter, standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today.
Damn, this guy's gonna die if he doesn't get his testimony out.
Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and a student.
Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table?
What's the matter, Ryu? That's just not right.
Oh wait, that's me. Oops. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello... Ah, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table.
Really?
And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Interject.
Yes!
Yes! Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Attention!
His voice is awesome.
Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? Oh god, they're onto us.
But I'm sure of what I saw. Wait, why has he moved into our booth?
Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy.
No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it.
I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to.
Okay, another bit of evidence here.
Let me see. A sketch of the establishment's layout, drawn by yourself, I presume.
That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Why is that? Because of the red X? I'm not entirely sure.
Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. And a lying asshole. Thank you, sir. Bring down the hammer. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence.
Oh, well...
Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once.
Of course. Here you are.
What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now.
Oh man. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. The waiter's business card. Okay. Damn. Shut up, will you?
So, the court has now heard a precis of the case.
Or precis? I'm not actually sure how that would be pronounced.
Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here.
Oh man, they're just going to send me down? We need evidence and fast.
Defendant?
Yes, Your Excellency.
If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I call this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court, but I must warn the defense if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
Oh man, there's more than one? Oh man, I bet that woman we're talking about is a witness. I'm gonna call it now. What do you think I should do, Kazuma?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm gonna be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Hell no, never block.
Go down fighting.
Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You've said it. Professor Mikotoba's said it. And so is the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. Oh man, lucky it's not all resting on Kazuma's shoulders. His daddy would not have been happy.
As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you.
Oh yeah, the London trip's riding on this. We can't just go down.
We gotta see London. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it?
What?
If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryu. Damn, bring the fist down. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is.
Okay. It's time to up the ante.
Bring down the banhammer. Indeed. Prosecutor, please continue with proceedings. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. Yeah. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses.
But hold on, we didn't even get to cross-examine that guy's testimony. Well, I suppose this is around the time law first got started or whatever, right? And we don't have much evidence at the moment. So yeah, not much we can do here. Ah, speaking of which... No, we'll leave it for now.
Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once.
Damn, 2 at once? This is a very weird trial.
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Aisa Nosa reporting for duty, sir.
Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, humble premises in the 2nd District. Curio Korekuta at your service.
An antique dealer and a soldier? What an unusual pairing! Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question.
They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying.
He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at Le Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele.
Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer.
Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearms, sir.
This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. I don't think I heard anything.
So this is the decisive evidence that the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment she shot the victim dead.
Yeah.
Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable?
If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start.
Bring it down. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir.
Ah, was that a crying baby? I definitely heard something there. It must just be when he salutes.
Sir, yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir.
Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon.
Ah, proper testimony. Okay. What the witnesses saw.
I was suggesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
Okay, so the old fella didn't actually see anything.
Well, so you, Sergeant No, sir, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy.
Oh man, he pulled out a knife in court.
What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day.
But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone.
Is that really true, Ryu?
Yeah, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. I don't know why you do that. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. So what, he was already dead? I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up... Right, okay, so now we actually know what's going on. Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Ryu, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Why didn't we get to do that with the other guy? Oh, I guess because he had the coughing fit. Right, yeah, maybe. Cross-examine?
Do it now! Do it. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt.
Oh man, tune's getting a bit serious as well.
Yes.
Okay, he was just about to declare a verdict. Don't put your hand up, scream.
What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst?
The defense
Demands its right to a cross-examination. Yeah. Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
Huh? How do you know?
The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Hell yeah, object to that shit.
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Ooh?
Kazuma is so commanding.
Bring down that damn hammer.
In our favour for once.
Very well. Let the defendant conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses.
Alright, this is where the battle really begins for you. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Okay, tutorial stuff. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yeah, but it's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Hell yeah. Now let's go, Ryu. Don't let them beat you. Tiny slap on the desk. Alright then, it's all or nothing. Baby Phoenix right, let's do this. Okay, what the witnesses saw. Now this is where we should save it. Biddling. Actually, what time are we on? That's very tempting to leave that there. Nah, we'll have one run. Okay, so we get 5 strikes. Damn. Okay. Let's have a look at our evidence. Ooh, what's going on here? Bullet fired at close range. Went through his tit. No exit wound, so the bullet's still in his body. Photograph. Okay. Steak, some wine. He's got his back to the steak. Interesting. Ooh. Okay. Right, that seems fine for now. Okay, he was trying to sell stuff, no problem. And he saw a gun go off, so this is the lie. Ah, yeah. So you can press people, which is where if you don't have specific evidence, you sort of lean on them and ask them more about stuff. So let's have a look for... Ah. Interesting. He was shot from the front. Right, easy. Let's press him just in case. Yes! So, this black uniformed uni cadet, you're saying that was...
Ah! I've had just about enough of your sauce, cadet. Who else do you see around here in black uniform?
Well, there's someone standing right next to me who fits the description as well, but...
It was you, you little weasel. You unloaded a firearm on that man from behind his back, and you call yourself a citizen of the great empire of Nippon? You disgust me.
Damn, calling us a maggot. What is it, Ryu? I'm not quite sure. It's something that the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind. In that case, check back up. Yeah, no worries. Tutorial stuff. Present it. Present the evidence.
Thrust it in a witness's face and make him choke on it.
What? Okay, so we need to go back. Can we... Yeah, nice. And again, no. So I think if we present this, that's a clear contradiction.
Yes!
Okay, the music stopped. They're starting to sweat. Yes! Captain Falcon in court.
What? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache?
Inconsistency, sir. Nice. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here.
What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know?
Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. Oh, maybe we got it wrong.
I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom.
This is so frustrating. Okay. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma, what?
What are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense. Damn, listen to the music change as well. That there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
What?
Sergeant. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
But no, that just can't be.
And why not, cadet?
Because... Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? What? Baby? What the... What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again.
Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant?
Oh, look at him sweat.
Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable.
Well, that is amazing. Do you know what? We got it right. Actually, let's do a different slot just in case. Nice. Right, guys, we got it right. First time club. So now, whatever he says after this, he's going to be forced to change his statement or some gimmick. But so far, so good. And I think that's going to be a great place to leave it there. So, Like I say, a lot of text, but there's a lot of plot, so you got to pay attention and actually check over the stuff that's in your pockets. Because it looks like you only got 5 strikes and it's game over. But we'll see if we can keep the streak going next time. As always, if you like this, guys, check out Last Step, because I'm liking this game. It's got a nice charm to it, and it's off to a good start. And I hope you're well. Thanks for watching, and see you again next time, where we... Well, I can't... Well, that's a shame. Mine went blank at the last minute then. Look at that old guy quaking in the background. He knows what's coming.